minutes for June 13th.
Motion to approve the minutes from June 14th.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to roll call. Tom?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
Lynn is an aye, so it passes 4-0. Thank you. Just a quick update on the ECDC membership. All members, except for Janet Metz and Frank Martino, because his schedule was just too busy with the restaurants, wanted to serve another year on the ECDC. So Zilly, Sarah, Tom, Rosie, Alex, and myself were reappointed at the select board meeting. And we also have another person, Tracy Granlund, who Sarah has recruited, submitted her application. And she went before the select board last Monday. And now at the next select board meeting on the 25th, a vote will be taken for her becoming a member. And I think she'll be wonderful. Good find, Sarah.
Yeah, I think she'll be great.
She's been in town for about a year, and she is a business owner, and she's looking to start a business in Topsfield once her kids are in school. She seemed like she has a lot of energy and good ideas, so that will be a wonderful addition. So we will still have one more opening. So if anyone knows of someone who would be interested in serving, that would be great. Okay, with that, I'll turn things over to Kevin for our downtown update.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Hi, everybody. Just got a handful of updates for tonight. Just want to, I know we talked about the business showcase at our last meeting, but I just want to let people know that there's been a lot of activity since then, a lot of interest, people who came to the event, and people who heard about the event actually have reached out. I've had a chance to speak with a good buzz right now with people interested in potentially investing in our community, whether that's opening up a business, retail, others, or just redevelopment options or potential projects. There's a good amount of activity, which is really exciting. And again, thank you to a number of people for helping make that happen, especially the TCP who helped financially support the event, and Sarah. So thank you for that again. It's starting to, I think, pay some dividends and help do what we intended, which is build that momentum and continue that forward in a positive way. So really good things happening on that front. The most impactful, and I think I would say arguably important item on the updates, well, there's two, this one, another one, but this one's a pretty big one, and it's been a long time coming, which is the master plan. We've talked about previously how important the master plan is, a comprehensive master plan to assess what we've been doing, how we've been doing it, align our goals with what recommendations might come of it in order to... Charlie, sorry for a second, guys.
It looks like a child he's talking to.
It's my I know, Lynn, you're my it's my 3-year-old's 4-year-old birthday today, so she's 4. So she got to come down. Say hi, guys. Just say hi, then talking.
Happy birthday, Charlotte.
Happy birthday.
This is why you never be at home. I'm always in the office for these. But this is an exception because of the birthday today. So on the master plan front, we have had some good movement in regards to the grant that we had for the master plan. We got all the paperwork in. We have confirmation from the state that they'll be in the next 45 days sending the funds over to cover the $100,000 towards the project. Also had approval to use ARPA funds to, excuse me for 1 second, everyone, I'm sorry.
It happens, I guess.
Sorry, guys. So with the master plan, there's the funding's been secured. The next step is to create the steering committee charter, which will basically I'm sorry, guys. We'll break in the ranks. They made it through the fence line. But the steering committee, so we have the funding that's been allocated, so we're covered on the cost. We've gone to contract with J.M. Goldson, which we're super excited about. We have created the template, the draft for a master plan steering committee, which will be made up of up to 15 people who will help with the process for the next 18 months in deploying the master plan, providing some support, recommendations, help organize and get input from the community as well. And we're planning a kickoff meeting with J.M. Goldson in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of really good things moving on that front. It'll be head down for the next 18 months, but it'll give us an opportunity, as I've said before, for the community to have a chance to weigh in and ensure that the things we want to preserve that we love about Topsfield are protected in our plan, but also where there might be opportunities, smart growth in certain focused areas, downtown, possibly Route 1. We could take a harder look at that and see if what we have currently for zoning and other types of policies and guidelines, can they or should they be addressed to promote investment and continue to attract good businesses and entrepreneurs to Topsfield and do what we've said we have always wanted to do, make it a regional draw for people who want to come out and enjoy all the things that we have to offer, from open space all the way to hopefully a restaurant or two where you can gather. So we're heading in a good direction. The master plan is going to be a significant part of that. 40B at Emerson Field, which is known as Emerson Homes. They were a formal application by the Caleb Group was submitted to the state for 44 units, 43 which would be affordable housing, 60% AMI, with 8 of those being 30% AMI, average median income. We've worked with the developer. Our public safety team has reviewed the plans. We had a public information session, which the developer put on at Emerson Center. Received a number of letters of, I would say, general support for the concept of adding more affordable housing. We're in the 8% range, a little higher than 8. And this project would significantly get us closer, if not at or surpass the 10%. We're trying to figure out exactly what the final numbers look like, because 2020 census data is not, as of last week, was not updated on the website. However, a roundabout way through the MBTA multifamily housing information sessions already gave a preview of what our 2020 numbers are. So we can kind of back into what number of affordable units we would need to get to the 10%. And so we're working on understanding that. We also mentioned in our conversation, and ultimately in a formal letter that we submitted last week, there's concerns with access off of 97 and what that would look like. We heard that a lot at the information session from neighbors and members of the community. We've also, our public safety team mentioned 3 things. 1, it has not been reviewed by Concom in its entirety, the application, what it means from stormwater, et cetera. 2, the perk rates have not been provided and observed by our Board of Health or the health director. So we need to confirm what that looks like from a septic standpoint. And the public safety team, I mentioned the access in and out of 97, but within the project, Chief Collins Brown, our fire chief, mentioned needing to have enough room and turnaround for the length of a ladder truck. So those are things that we incorporated into the letter. In addition to that, we also mentioned that we've had conversations about incorporating some market rate housing within the project, which for us gives an opportunity for more people from Topsfield to be able to afford to live there and possibly downsize and have a place that's near the downtown with amenities, new construction that they might be interested in considering moving to. So we're continuing conversations with the developer to try to see if there's an opportunity to put the market component of the project. 5% or more of the units are affordable. The remaining actually count towards your affordability. And in this case, the vast majority are. So we're looking to see if those, if market rate would help us still achieve that 10%. So it's a moving target, but we're working through some final details of that as well.
Kevin, could I just jump in and add one item to it?
Certainly.
So this is a two-step process. So this was the preliminary application that they put forward. So there'd be a comprehensive application coming that will go to ZBA, just like with all the other 40Bs. So this is just an initial response back from the town, and then it'll go the route of ZBA. And they'll be in touch with all the departments that Kevin just mentioned that still had to weigh in and check with Conscom, PERC, planning board, et cetera. So for anyone who might be listening, Kevin, is our response up on the website?
I'm not sure, honestly, Lynn. I haven't had a chance to double check that, but I can certainly make a note to double check that and ensure that it is up there. I know it's up on board docs. I know that for certain, but we can get that letter up on the news on the website as well.
That'd be great, because I think a lot of people aren't that familiar with board docs or how to access it. So the website would be a nice, easy way for them to keep apprised of what's going on.
Certainly. So that's a project that's a very important project for the community, and there's a lot of I would say I am encouraged by the collaboration of the developer to work with the town and try to address our needs in their projects. But there's still a lot of work that needs to get done to protect our immediate neighbors and the overall community with relation to the project. The next one is one that's super important and exciting as well, and that's the RFP for the garage. I have some good news. We went to contract with a consultant who's going to help draft the RFP over the course of the next couple of weeks. Well, we should have a preliminary draft, and then the timeline is to have a final draft sometime in August. The person who's doing this, we looked at MAPC, who twice rejected our application for technical assistance. We talked with Mass Development, who wanted to do a much more comprehensive, and it would be about a year's process. And they would have wanted to do certain things that we've already done, such as look at the zoning, have community conversations around this. I met with them. They kind of said, this is our process. However, it does seem like you've done about 80% of the work already. So they were like, we're not sure if this is the exact right fit. So subsequently, at the advice of a couple of members of the group that helped us actually with the business and development showcase, they recommended reaching out to Glenn Gibbs, who is retired town planner from Ipswich. And with that recommendation, I had a chance to meet with Mr. Gibbs, and subsequently was very impressed. He was willing to take the project on and to do it within our tight timelines. He actually said, after talking with him, I sent him some information when I sat down with him. He said, I'm already emotionally invested in this. I want to see this absolutely be a success, and I want the project. So he's super excited. When you have a passionate person working on a project, it makes that much of a better project. So we've got the right person at the driver's seat, helping us take the RFP to completion. So later this summer, hopefully we'll have a further update and hopefully a document that we can start really vetting and potentially putting out on the street late August, early September, if everything falls exactly into place. But that's another one of the projects that are very transformative that we're working on that is super exciting for us. So the bond bills, the state has what's known as bond bills, which are bills that they pass that does not have immediate funding allocated towards it, but lists a number of projects in different communities. Working with Senator Lovely and Representative Belcito, we secured 2 bond bill earmarks. One was for $1 million to complete the rail trail from Washington Street to the Boxford line under the transportation bond bill. And the second was $250,000 for economic development and infrastructure improvements for the downtown. And so we don't have a timeline of when those monies were released. It's always possible they might not, but we have got our foot in the door, and we will be considered at the next level for potential funding of those projects. If you remember the Route 97 project, the repaving, I believe that was a bond bill as well, which worked its way through and was eventually passed for that improvement. And these are two that would take a similar process.
You have any idea on timeframes for those, when we might know?
No, it could be the next governor. It could be the next legislature. But it's to be determined. Could be a year, it could be 5 years, could be more. It just really depends on what funding is available and the priorities that the state takes for funding major projects like these. Downtown signage, we received, I think last meeting I told you we received 3 bids back from respondents on that. Working with OMLOOP to just confirm the scopes of each of those respondents to make sure they align with what our spec sheet that he wrote expressed in the expectation. So that's still moving, but we did extend that through fiscal 23. So we actually have almost a full year to deploy those funds and install those signs. So that's the biggest news is that, and it was actually Debbie did some really great work on that. I want to give credit where credit's due to work with the state to get the information to allow us to extend that out that year, like I said, to give us a little bit of breathing room to move that forward in the right way. I think I mentioned this too. The solar bench has been deployed. We've had some really great feedback on it. We still have some tweaks we need to do to make sure everything's working appropriately. But all feedback so far is people seem to enjoy it. It's a fun little addition to the downtown. It's something that got a little bit of publicity, which is always nice in a positive way. So grateful for that. And I'm working we've got our homegrown market. Our second one is going to be this Thursday, 4 to 6:30 on the Common. We'll have continue the beer tasting with Ipswich Ale, and we'll also have wine tasting from Alfalfa Farm, actually. So we'll have 2 of those out there. Our band, we had a banjo. We had like this country sort of feel. They were locked in, and then they weren't able to do it. So we have another group coming. It's an a cappella group that'll be singing. Wasn't the original plan, but you just move and you pivot when you need to pivot. And so we'll still have entertainment. We'll have a new mix of different groups coming out there, and we have a new food truck from a woman from Topsfield who just opened up the food truck, who will be providing food at the event. So anyone who's watching at home, or ask anybody on this committee, please help spread the word. Get more of the people, the better. It's exciting. And so that's the event. And then sticking with events, I would also mention that we're looking at with a group that came to the Business and Development Showcase. They're looking at talking with us about helping us with some events potentially in town. One event that we just recently, and I don't want to set any expectations falsely, it's probably too premature to even say it out loud, but we're talking about a food truck and wine festival. We originally were talking about a food truck, and then food truck and beer, and then said, food truck and beer doesn't feel right. It's I think we need to like ops, and it's kind of like they do that in Salem, like that's what they do in Salem. It's already been done. So I said, what if we did wine? Like, I think there's an appetite for wine in this town. Like, what if we did a little bit different, like make it a little bit unique? I think everybody likes wine. I don't know if anyone wants to really drink an IPA on a summer day. So it can be heavier, but so we're looking at some more strategic events to bring people to Topsfield, to provide more things to do, and to do it in some creative ways. And got a great team behind the scenes, including Lynn and the people on this call helping us do just that. So it's an exciting time in Topsfield. Things are moving. And that's all my updates.
Thanks. What's the new food truck? The woman you mentioned?
Couldn't tell you at the top. I apologize. But when you come Thursday, Madam Chair, you'll get to meet her.
I will find out. Yeah. Well, that's great. And I'll just mention too, because I've been talking with Martha The Tomato Festival is moving ahead, and September 10th from 11 to 3 again is the time for that. And there's some really fun ideas being put together for those scarecrows. Some really creative ideas that will be going up. So that will be very fun too. So any other updates or questions from anybody? Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Kevin, are we going to be putting the parklet up in front of Alex's this year?
So Alex and I talked. He was a little bit on the fence, and then he said, you know what, this year I'm going to take a break on it. He didn't want to put it out again in the future, but he said, I want to try it without it this year and see how it goes. A little bit of a missed opportunity. I know T-Hop was not interested in it in the past, but I'd love to deploy that again. It's actually starting to look really nice with sort of the weathered barn, almost look like barnwood on the side of it. It's like what?
That's kind of top one, but whatever. I mean,
what was that, Tom? Sorry, you cut out at the beginning.
Because when I saw it last time, it was up. It looked like water had splattered, and it looked a little sharp one. But I guess if it ages more, it'll be perfect. I guess, right?
Yeah, we had the floor of it had grown. We left it outside, and we did some cleanup of it. It actually looked really nice. I thought. I mean, I saw it with the old barnwood is kind of the theme, which I think was very purposeful, and I thought it looked really nice. But Alex, he asked to take a pause on it, and that was fine. And I think if anybody knows anyone who, part of me was thinking the shopping center, maybe even deploying it out there, at the bagel bin or something like that. But that's on private property, and that becomes potentially a thing. But yeah, we definitely, I loved having that out there. I'd love to be able to put it out again.
You can't use it anyplace else, like in the common or anything like that. Like where, I don't know. Think about it, maybe. Like maybe we could use it for these. I don't know. Just an idea.
Maybe put it at the rail trail, like at one of the.
Well, then stuff like that. I guess I don't know. It's all right. I was just.
Yeah, it's like I said, love the ideas. I mean, if you guys or anyone else has any ideas around locations to consider to deploy it, please feel free. Love to. We have it. It's ready to go. Just need somebody who's interested in having it out front for them.
Kevin, I have a question. When does the new business, the painting class business, when does that open up?
I haven't talked with Jen in a little while. It's been a few weeks. I'm not sure if she has a target date. I know she was going to have to go through the ZBA for a special permit for the classes component of it. So I don't know where she is with that. I know she missed the last meeting. The application didn't come in, so I don't know if she's trying to target the next meeting, which would be next week. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Debbie was here a minute ago. She just left the meeting.
She made me host. She had to run, so.
Okay. Debbie would probably be better to answer that one at this point because she's helping with some of the intake of different ZBA inquiries and such with Donna not being available with her retirement. So
I'll reach out to Debbie to see if I can get that contact for Jen to see if she'd be interested in doing anything with the Tomato Festival. Last year we had an arts and crafts table. She might be interested in doing something with painting to kind of introduce herself to the town and show what she can do. So I'll call Debbie for that.
Lynn, who is the best contact person if someone wanted to do something at the Tomato Festival?
Martha Morrison, the Agricultural Commission, is actually spearheading it this year.
Okay.
So Martha would be the best person.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, anything else? I know Kevin's anxious to run to the birthday party, so. All right, could I get a motion to adjourn then?
Motion to adjourn.
All right, is there a second?
I will second. You weren't fast enough, Tom.
All right, I'm assuming there's no discussion, so roll call. Tom?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
Kevin?
Aye.
And Lynn is an aye, so it passes 4-0. Okay, thank you so